Hello students, and continuing on with our lesson 2. So what we took a look at before was how to find out the sine, cosine, and tangent of some unknown angle, let's say. So an example like this. What we're going to take a look at today is, given enough information, can we actually find out what the value of that angle is? And the answer is yes. So let's just do a brief review here. So with respect to x, let's find out what our sine, cos, and tangent are going to be. So for instance, in this case, we're going to start off, as always, with our labeling. So we've got hypotenuse, we've got adjacent, and we've got our opposite side. So what we're going to do is we're going to remember that we have this great mnemonic, SOHCAHTOA. And this is a fantastic way to remember your 3' trigonometric ratios. So let's start off with sine. So I want to find out what the sine of x is. So if you want to pause here and give it a shot yourself. Okay, so sine is our opposite side divided by our hypotenuse. So in this case, the sine of x is 1/2. Look at that, nice little answer. For cos of this mysterious x value, we get adjacent over hypotenuse. So this is the root 3 divided by 2. And for tan of x, what we're going to get is this is opposite over adjacent. So this is equal to 1 over root 3. So on your calculator, you have a sine, cos, and tangent function. If you look just slightly above, written in a different color font, you're going to see that you have these functions as well. So you have this sine inverse function. You have a cos inverse function. And you have a tan inverse function. And what the inverse function is it's the exact opposite function. Okay, so let's take a look at how these play out. So I have the sine of x is equal to 1/2. So the opposite of this, our inverse function, would say that the inverse sine of 1/2 is equal to x. So it's the exact opposite. So what I want you to try doing now is to punch this into your calculator. So we'll pause the video here. All right, and what we should find is you get a really nice value. This is exactly right on the nose, 30 degrees. Okay, so let's try another one here. So we had the cos of x. So this was our adjacent over hypotenuse. So this was root 3 over 2. So what we should have here is the inverse function, the inverse cos of root 3 over 2. Let's punch that into our calculator as well. And this will give us, again, we should get the exact same value. So I'll pause the video here. Okay, so and what we end up getting is, again, we get 30 degrees. And for tangent, we'll do it one last time here. So in this case, we got the tan is the opposite over adjacent. This was 1 over root 3. And the inverse tan of 1 over root 3 would therefore give us our x value. And we get, once again, 30 degrees. So your sine, cosine, and tangents, their inputs are degrees. And for your inverse sine, cosine, and tangent, these inputs are ratios. So the idea is that for your main trigonometric values, sine, cos, and tan, if you give them a degree, your output's a ratio. For your inverse functions, if you give them a ratio, your output is a degree. And we're going to be practicing this right now.